women right now to think about what life has been like for most men. Since they were young, they've been told, like the responsibility has been on them to approach women. If they see someone that is attractive, then they should approach and try to talk to her. But what women don't really think about is how much rejection do men experience in their life, even the good-looking ones. Men experience so much rejection. I don't think most women could handle the amount of rejection the average man has to go through. It is unreal. And I want the fellas to leave a comment on how much rejection. Out of 10 women, how often do you get rejected? But see, what has happened is now men have gotten to the place where it used to be worth it for the rejection, for you to go through a certain number of women to reject you, to find the one, to find those good women, those women that you could be compared.
Roxanne, he's such a loser. You should see what he's wearing. I bet his outfit's worth like $15 tops.
Daphne!
Oh no, he's waving at me. Like a kid, desperate for attention. I hate first dates. Look, I'll meet you later. I'll catch you up on this disaster.
Hey, it's me, Martin, from the online dating site.
You should use a megaphone so everyone else here can hear you.
You're beautiful, and you've got a great sense of humor. I think we're off to a great start.
Okay, I don't want to waste my time. Look, you're obviously not my type, Marty. You seem like a nice guy and all, but you're actually the opposite of what I usually date. And this show you're putting on, I'm not buying it. You could have at least put on some designer clothes for our first date.
That didn't seem relevant when we were talking every night this past week. I thought we were really bonding. You see me for 1 minute and you've already decided that I'm not dating material?
You see, that's the problem with you men on these dating websites nowadays. You seem so financially well off and you're happier than ever, and you use one good photo for your profile pic, but then when we do finally accept to meet you in person, you wind up plain and broke ass. Like you.
Like me?
Yeah, you. I'm such an extraordinary guy.
Look, I'm sorry that I'm such a disappointment. It's just that
It's just what? What? Oh, wait, no. You're also gonna tell me that your mother passed away, right? Or you have health issues, IBS maybe. Or you're on medical leave, battling depression. Yeah, give me a break.
Daph, that's not actually...
It's just, I wish I never swiped right. We're so not a match.
Daph.
Hey guys, welcome to the RP Experience, another episode. This is like the aftermath of the Will Smith smack heard around the world. I already touched on that. I didn't make a long video. Some people did it better than me, and of course they're on opposite sides. Some people don't condone what he did, and then some people support what he did. Well, a lot of people don't condone what he did. And as I say, I don't condone what he did, but I understand why he did it. Anyway, today's video is going to be about... I did a video not long ago of Midnight Chasing in 2022. Actually, it's been... I think this trend started in like 2020. Definitely in 2021. Pandemic played like a part to it, But now we're going to delve a little bit deeper in this right here, because a girl, Melanie King, she summed this up perfectly on why a lot of men may not be really pursuing women. If they do, well, chasing women. And some are not even talking to them. They're just using dating apps. I prefer the face-to-face approach, unless if I personally know someone, then I'll message them. But otherwise, it's like face-to-face. I get better results that way. And plus, I know about the 20/80 rule, and how I will have to show them like really bawling and lie about my height, which is not good a lot, because that's catfishing. That's like when girls be lying about their weight and stuff. So to get like better results. Anyway, let's see this video and I'll be right back.
I see TikToks on here all the time that talk about, like, you know, pretty girls and how they're never approached. And it's true. Like, I was just out at a bar. Black men were there. None of them talked to my friends and I. All pretty girls. Black girls. None. And it's like, people say, like, finding someone to have sex with you, to take you out to eat, to compliment you is not hard. I can go on these apps clearly and find someone that's ready to have sex with me tonight, right now, without even knowing my last name. Literally does not know if I've just got rid of an STD yesterday, but is definitely willing to have sex with me right now. But finding someone that, like, is willing to check on me when I say I'm having a bad day, that's too much. And it's just so frustrating, because it's like, I'm just myself. I don't know what else to do. But I see TikToks on here all the time that...
So I am seeing this across the board. Women are very frustrated with dating. They're not understanding why they're attractive and why they aren't getting the results they want. Why aren't men approaching? I want women right now to think about what life has been like for most men. Since they were young, they've been told, you know, like the responsibility has been on them to approach women. If they see someone that is attractive, then they should approach and try to talk to her. But what women don't really think about is how much rejection do men experience in their life, even the good-looking ones. Men experience so much rejection. I don't think most women could handle the amount of rejection the average man has to go through. It is unreal. And I want the fellas to leave a comment on how much rejection. Out of 10 women, how often do you get rejected? But see, what has happened is now men have gotten to the place where it used to be worth it for for the rejection, for you to go through a certain number of women to reject you, to find the one, to find those good women, those women that you could be compatible with, that would be suitable for relationships, suitable for marriage. But what's happened with modern women is that the more and more that modern women, scream to the rooftops that they're queens, bosses, divas, they don't need no man, men are trash, men are dogs, all men cheat, there's no good men, all these different things, they're now seeing the rejection.
Now, that's the thing that I don't think a lot of women understand. Men face a lot of rejection. Most of the men, the 80% of men out here face a lot of the rejection. The men that don't get as much rejection is the Chaz and Tyrones. Those are normally like the best looking of the men out here. They can be white, black, Asian, Hispanic, whatever your ladies type is. That is the top tier man of that race right there. And usually they're tall. They don't necessarily, because even though I think I pointed out with women with that height thing, which that's a real thing. Not all of you is as shallow as that, but I do notice those of you in certain fields, you are like more hung up than height than others. So I guess it depends, you know. And obviously, if you have more of a connection to guys that are like athletes or basketball players or entertainment, you know, where you get to see more of those guys that are over 6 foot and built like almost The Rock or something, yeah, you can like focus on that. Anyway, I don't think a lot of women could even handle the little bit of, well, even a tiny bit of the rejection that most men get, you know, and it does take having like a thicker skin, and then of course, over time, you know, as a man, you pick up certain strategies. Like, I would rarely approach a woman that is in a group of other women, you know, because even if she likes me, if one of her friends don't like me or don't like that she's getting attention and they're not getting attention, she will mother hen and break it up, either drag her away or either say something to her, and then all of a sudden, then even if she was like looking at me or giving me somewhat of a go signal, now she's not interested. I even believe that happens even if you do happen to meet a girl and y'all hit it off, and then her friends see who you are. If they don't approve, that can deflate things. And I already did a video of how women's friends can ruin a relationship. Sometimes they can even ruin it before it even has a chance to get started. And, you know, it is amazing. Your friends never seem to stop you from getting with those bad boys or those players or those guys that's like really not good for you. So, you know, it is what it is.
It's not worth it. And especially with a pretty girl, because what social media has done and these dating apps is that now she has a plethora of men coming into her direction, especially if she has any kind of looks. So usually women already have men, men in the friend zone, different men they're talking to and texting. And so even if they were to, go up to a woman, they see it's not worth it, because even if they get into a relationship, it's going to be drama. It's going to be a bunch of other dudes they're going to have to compete against. It's going to be a never-ending fight for her to be the domineering person in the relationship, for him to be submissive.
You know what? I never even thought about that, but that's true. You know, I realize that if I'm going for an attractive woman, I know she has a huge amount of guys that's like circling her, whether they're friends or associates or whatever. The thing is when it becomes a drama, whether it's men being too flirty with her and she's passing it off like, oh, I don't want him, I want you, he's just a friend, but yet he's crossing the line. That's why I will say with men, especially the ones that are a little too nice, a little too accommodating, too much to gentlemen and stuff like that, nip that shit in the bud. If one of her guy friends is overstepping the boundaries, you're actually going to have to address both of them, But definitely say something to her, because if she's young, she might not realize what's going on, but most of the time, those women know what's going on. And she just may be using him for attention. She just may like the attention that he's giving her. However, if he's allowed to keep pressing the issue, anytime you two are having issues and problems, an accident can happen. They can hook up. They can take and go all the way. Just anything. That's why I'm starting to wonder, like, I think I know too much now with how the dating relationship stuff go. You know, sometimes ignorance is bliss. But that's why, in a way, sometimes I don't even want a relationship, because when I think about it, and I know some decent girls, but I don't really know them, and I don't know the people that surround them. And once we go there and I start dealing with issues, then who knows? She may have to deal with certain issues too, because I always notice when I'm starting to talk to somebody or in a relationship, then I start getting people out of the past or something that might have been something there, and you know, I'll tell them I'm talking to somebody and stuff like that, but I guess almost at the same time, that person I'm talking to might start acting kind of flaky or ghosting or just acting out ordinary or something, and then I'll be like, fuck it. I'll take and call one of those ones that hit me up out of the blue, and you know, we might start talking, and then we might hang out or something. So I mean, I don't know, relationships are just messy. That's why I think both people have to be definitely honest with each other up front, you know, and respect how the other person feels about stuff, because how you feel about stuff, they may feel differently. And once you're in a relationship, it's not just about you, it's about them, it's about we together. You know, we have to try to make this work together.
The relationship, for him to be submissive to her, it's not worth it. That's why they're not coming up to us, even if you look good. The juice is not worth the squeeze. It just invites frustration into their lives. A lot of times we don't think men go through trauma the same way we do, but men experience trauma in relationships just as much as we do. But for some reason, we don't see it. We never step to put ourselves in the shoes of a man. We just think, oh, well, men rule the world. Men are, it's the patriarchy and things like that. The average man, the normal man, does not have any power over the patriarchy and power over this, that, and the other. They're just good men, for the most part, looking to settle down, get a wife, have a girlfriend, have a relationship, make a family. They're not part of this great conspiracy to put women down. But the messages have been put out there to modern women that men should be able to just take it because they are part of the patriarchy and they've done all these wrong to us, and then men should be able to handle rejection like a man. Well, they're handling like a man now. They don't want to deal with it. So we are going to, the good women who are out there, and I don't know about this, so I'm not saying she's a bad woman, but what I'm saying is we are going to have to start showing men that there are good women out here. There are good women who, you know, won't laugh when you reject them, who won't make fun of them, who won't roll their eyes, who won't call you dusty, who won't, you know, because often when we reject men, it's humiliating. It takes a lot of courage, a lot of strength for a man to walk up to a woman, especially in front of friends. Men don't want to do that.
Yes, it does. It takes a lot of courage to just walk up to a random woman, even a woman that you know, and to make a romantic move, like to ask her out or something. So, and that's the thing, you know. I hear, like, I've worked with women in some of my jobs. In one job in particular, we took pictures of people. And a lot of times when I would be doing inventory, I would be able to hear a pack of women in the back room talk about men. And they have relationships. Like, they're in relationships. And they would talk so bad about the dude that they are with, making you wonder, are they just with them just to be with them? Do I want to be going through that shit? No. You know, I mean, Ashley is like one of those things, like if I'm with a girl and she's talking bad about me and I overhear it, I want to just break up with her like right now. Like fuck that. Like what you think this is? You know, I'm not your pet. I'm not your servant. You know, you're not going to be disrespecting me like that. Unfortunately, you might hear this after you got kids and stuff. And this is probably a thing too. But I'm going to touch on this on another video. But I feel like these days, as a good, decent man, you have to be ready to walk away when she's not treating you right. Immediately. Like, give her a warning, one warning. And I'm not talking about with something small, but I'm talking about with something that's like a major sticking point to you. And once you cross that line, you gotta bounce right away. And if y'all together, y'all together. If y'all not, you're not. You know. Anyway, this is almost done. Let her finish.
A lot of courage, a lot of strength for a man to walk up to a woman, especially in front of friends. Men don't want to do that because there's usually, you know how it is, especially there's usually one hating friend in the group. Like, girl, no, this, that, and the other. You know, you need approval from your friends before you can actually talk to a man. Y'all know how it goes. So how are we going to change this narrative? We're going to have to start taking those steps ourselves. If you see a man that you think's attractive, we wanted equality, well, here it is. We are going to have to make that first move. We are going to have to approach those men that we find attractive, because a lot of men don't see it worth it anymore. And if you're a quality woman, these are the steps you're going to have to take if you want to be married and you want to be in a relationship with a good man.
She right. But to be honest, I don't know if I can honestly tell men to get married. I'm just going to throw that out there, because I just know too much of how the game is against you if you're a good or decent guy. It just may not be worth it. But, you know, I know not all you women are like that. It has to be. I look at this relationship stuff like this. I used to have issues with dating a certain nationality of women because I had a lot of bad experiences when I was younger. Now what happened was I started meeting at least some decent ones of that nationality. It didn't last, didn't really go nowhere, but at least I dated and got to know them a little bit. Or either they already was in a relationship and I was like, oh, okay. They're cool people. So because I met a few that stood out from that particular group, I then felt like I couldn't say all of them was like that. Maybe most of them, or most of the ones that I would meet just would not be my cup of tea. But some of them could be if they were built a certain kind of way. And by coincidence, most of those were taken, you know. So I have to believe there are some good women out there, but it's slim pickings. You know, the same way that it would be hard to find a good guy, I guess, for you women. And not just that, it's like you have to find a good person and you have to find a good woman who's attracted to you, who you are attracted to, that y'all are compatible. So, I mean, you have these other dynamics that go into the thing, not that they are just a good person. And then I'm not sure if it depends on your energy, your upbringing, like who are you kind of pre-programmed to be attracted to, which might be detrimental to you and bad. So Anyway, this is just to shed light to women that most of the men out here, you know, is either a struggle or is not so easy. The only men that's easy for is that top 20%. It's not always money, like not all those guys are like millionaires or something, but what it is, they are usually physically endowed. You know, normally they're really built, or they're tall, dark and handsome. Those are the men that get most of the women's attention. And while you can say most men go after just the pretty girls, I see men with outer shape. I see men that I would think they could do better with all kinds of women. You know, when I see it flipped around, it's normally just because maybe the guy has money. Unless if, like I say, she had that weird combination that she grew up humble. She fell for a guy that's not a bad boy, not a Chandler Tyrone, not just for what he can do for her or something. And that's rare, especially these days, because I believe like now we're just conditioned with the eye candy. You know, guys with how physically a woman looks, and then women on the lifestyle that we could provide you. Anyway, I didn't want this video to get on too much longer, but hit the like button. I gotta start saying that early in the game. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thanks for viewing. Okay, guys, I'll see you later. Out.
I still wanna run to you. Am I breaking through? Do you feel me too? Pindell made it.